Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another weekly forecast and review on the Aussie dollar. Plus this week, we're doing 3 more pairs which are all correlated. I'll explain it after. My name's Dion, and yeah, just as I said, I'm going to go through a weekly forecast and review on the Aussie dollar. I'll be talking about what it did last week and the 3 pairs which I correlate it with. Well, the 3 pairs it is correlated with, but I used to analyze. So yeah, I'm going to put like my results of my trading last week on the screen somewhere here. It was a 0.5%. I went 0.5% loss last week. Made a couple mistakes. There was a little bit of didn't make the nicest trades, but towards the end it started picking up. So I'm hoping that this week I can carry on the momentum that I left off last week with. I feel like I'm starting to understand my trading style a little bit better. And now I'm also trading trading AJ, so the Aussie yen, with using the DXY and gold as correlation. So I'll explain that in a sec, but first of all, let's head over to the Aussie dollar and see what's going on. Okay, so here we have the Aussie dollar on the 4-hour time frame. I'm gonna head over to the weekly, and okay, so I have not prepared any of this, by the way, so I'm doing it all live, exactly how I would, go about analyzing and forecasting in my own time. I feel like it's a lot more insightful if I do it live, because then you guys sort of understand what's going on. So the first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go through the Aussie dollar and see what happened. So I'm gonna have a look. The date of last Monday was the 1st, so I'll draw a vertical line to separate the 1st. And then we'll go on from there. So the 1st is here. Okay. So what do we see here? I like analyzing on the 2-hour time frame just because it's in between the 4-hour and the 15-minute. So yeah, mostly last week was bearish. We did start the week off just after having a double top. Price pushed down. We created a lower high, lower low, lower high, then we dropped from there. Now what that did was create a downwards channel, which price actually touched on the 3rd, came back up, created what was a lower high, and from here I was expecting price honestly to make its way down to the bottom of the channel again. If you watch my FTMO Let's Go video, you would see that that's what I was saying. Price was going to reject off here, make its way down there. So those were my targets, but unfortunately price actually created a higher low, spiked up. I had moving averages crossover and it broke through multiple highs. So price is on its way back up to the 0.77, and I would not be surprised if this week it does come up to the 0.77. So once it does that, it's either going to do one of two things. It's either going to break or it's going to drop. If it does break, we might expect a retest before continuing bullish, or we could expect price to drop back down and probably retest this trend line before anything happens. You don't want to predict too much into the future because essentially that's just guessing. You can only sort of see 1 or 2 steps ahead of what it's actually going to do. So from here, there's a few things. There's this. So break and retest, continue upwards. There could be just price breaking straight up, going up, creating higher highs, higher lows. That's if price is bullish. If price is bearish still, then we could have like something like this. It will break back. Ooh. Sorry. It could either just break back down and create this downwards channel, or continue this downwards channel. And yeah, that's pretty much just a few scenarios that could play out. Now we don't know what's going to happen. So what I usually do is I look through its correlating pairs to sort of give me a clue. But yeah, going into the smaller time frames, you can see it is very bullish. Now, when this move happened, and I'm pretty mad that I didn't actually catch this, because I decided to, if you watch my FTMO video, I was saying like, oh, it's NFP, I'm not going to look at the charts. I decided to leave it, and this amazing move pulled up. So yeah, sometimes we miss them, sometimes we don't. Unfortunately, this time I did. So yeah, that's unfortunate. So yeah, that's what I saw. I saw price following up this short-term channel, touch the resistance, bounce off Fibonacci, and it did drop for the most part. I was expecting it to come down here, but unfortunately, it didn't. even after creating a lower low, like this is a low, high, lower high, another lower low, and a lower high. But then price was consolidating up here. Price did cross the moving average, so that would have been a good sign to take into account before placing a trade. If I did see this happen while I was looking at the charts, I probably would not have thought about going short, because that does not fit my plan. And then yeah, price boosted up here, and once I saw this and this engulfing candle, which had both moving averages cross correctly, an engulfing bullish candle which went past both moving averages, this would have been a very nice entry. With stops probably set below here, I would have set it to 7.7600, and yeah, this would have been very nice to ride up. But unfortunately, with FTMO, we're not allowed to hold trades over the weekend anyways, so that's why I didn't take any trades around that area. And that was, yeah, like 11:30 at night. So yeah, wasn't too keen on that. So that's pretty much what happened with AU. Now we don't need this anymore, don't need this anymore. So I'll explain to you guys what I feel or what I think about the correlating pairs. I haven't talked about this in a video yet, so I'll quickly get into it. But first, AJ. So the Aussie yen, pretty much as I was explaining in my FTMO Let's Go, price was stuck in this range on the daily chart. Price could not break out of this consolidation. Now the wicks sort of created this small pattern, so like a downwards channel. But what we did see is on the Friday, it was a very bullish day for the Aussie yen. And what happened was price did break out of the consolidation box and this resistance here. So now there's a few things we can have a look for. Before we start scouting, I just want to show you guys quickly what the trend is here. So we are on an uptrend. We have this like inverse head and shoulders. Like I said, I'm not good with pattern names. I just know them for their structure. So yeah, we see higher lows. We see cross of moving averages off a significant level. Don't need that. And price is riding its way up, treating this moving average as treating both moving averages as a moving support. Now, yeah, we touch this here, so it bounced off the the support, and it bounced off the 20 moving average, crossed both, and broke up above both the resistance and the consolidation. So this is what we have here, very powerful bullish pattern and movements. My profits are set to 0.88. So I feel like I will be trading AJ this week, looking for setups. Either there might be a retest, and if it does retest and show a strong like bullish movement afterwards, this is what I'm thinking. So price, if it's going to retest, it has to stop somewhere. Let's just say it stops here at at 8.1. Comes down to retest, and then it's going to make its way up. So pretty much what I will look for is wherever it stops, I'm going to draw a little horizontal line, just say it's 8.1. I'll wait for this test here, and then I'm not entering until price comes up, breaks above that previous high. So then I will do something like this. Now in regards to my stop loss, I will put my stop loss where the last low was created. So let's just say something like that. And then we're going to run this up all the way to our next target. So if price does do this, this is definitely a trade I will be taking. So I'm going to wait for price to create the higher high and then a higher low. Then I'm going to enter once price breaks out of that breakout point at the the previous higher high it created, this impulsive move. And then I'm placing my stops below the retracement. So that looks like it's a 1 to 10 risk to reward ratio. I currently am trading with very low lot sizes. So with this trade, I'm going to risk 0.5% absolute max. So 0.5% here, and I do feel like I may enter another long before price retests, just in case price does decide not to retest and shoot up. So I'll probably place probably a 0.25% there, a 0.5% there, keeping my stops very tight or very appropriate, because the thing is I only have 5% of my loss limit left. So if I'm playing with 0.5%, like I still got about 10 chances. So I've got 10 trades to take over 2 pairs. I've got 2 entries here, which will equate to roughly 0.75%. And same with AU, but AU, I don't think I'm going to be entering long until I see a break above this area. And this is my profit target, 0.81. So I'll probably do the same thing here. Stops below 0.77, profit target to 0.81. This is a smaller reward trade, but it is still valid and appropriate if it does follow the same principles as AJ. So I'll be looking for that. Currently, we're still not too sure if price is going to break down or not and come down to 0.74. But that's why it's very important to look at gold and the DXY. So let's have a look at gold. Following a downwards channel, we broke below a minor support and we've come and tested this major level. Now, price is shooting back upwards on the daily, although price has been making, here's a high, low, lower high, lower low. Price may continue this trend and keep going downwards. If it does, that is going to put a lot of pressure on the Aussie dollar, also on AJ, since the Australian currency is heavily influenced by gold. So if gold just starts crashing, chances are we're going to start seeing movements like this. That could become a possibility. So that's what happens if gold will start crashing. Same thing with AJ. If gold does decide to crash, this may just be a fake out before price comes back down to the bottom of this downtrend, and it may continue trending, or it could come down to this downtrend and shoot up once gold decides to make its movement up. So yeah, gold heavily the Aussie dollar, like the actual Australian currency, not the pair, is heavily influenced by gold. So whatever gold does, I do like to keep an eye out on its significant levels, because that could give me a good indication as to what's going to happen with the actual Australian currency next. Now, another pair that is inversely correlated, what that means is it's completely reversed. So if the DXY is going up, Aussie dollar is going down, vice versa. So we'll head into the 2 hour. Actually, no, we'll start on the daily. We do see that it has been following this downtrend for a while, and now, look at the moving averages, pay attention to that. We have started riding a wave up. Moving averages have actually crossed. So moving averages have actually crossed, and now, it started dropping. So on the last day, there was that strong bearish movement. Now let's look at AU. See this on that day, there was a strong bullish movement. It's completely opposite, and it works very well. So I would have been paying attention to this. I don't actually know, or I can't use my technical analysis skills to figure out why there was this strong rejection. Although I'm sure if I go into smaller time frames, we may be able to pick out like a resistance. So usually what I like to do is draw out a horizontal ray. So that was at a round number, 91.6. Now let's look left and see if there was anything here. So there was a little bit of rejection here, a little bit rejections here, but that's not very clear. That could just be a massive coincidence. We'll keep going across. I don't really see anything significant on the 2 hour, so I'll use the larger time frame. Still don't see much. On the daily, if we scroll across, we do see rejections here. 1, 2, 3 wicks, fake out here, and not too much else after that. So yeah, that could have been the level which price decided to respect here. Just a quick bearish movement. We could see a Fibonacci retracement. So if price does continue shooting up on the DXY, and if price continues bearish on gold, then we can see both of these pairs, AU and AJ, making its way down. To where? I'm not actually too sure. It really all depends on the market structure on the correlated pairs, which are DXY and gold. So that's pretty much what I'm going to be looking for. I've already gone through the trades I'm going to be, waiting for AJ and AU. Pretty much I am feeling bullish at the moment. But looking at the DXY, I'm honestly not too sure. All this could be, it could have just been a rejection to this main level, and price could just be moving back into like a Fibonacci area or like a retracement or something. So let's see, the last significant high, I would say it's here. down to the low, we do see price approaching or came close to the 0.5. It's a little bit hard to tell, but I definitely will be keeping an eye out on both of these pairs on a smaller time frame. Probably the 1 hour seems a little bit more appropriate. So on the 1 hour, I can already see price has broken below both these lows and moving averages have crossed to the downside. So this does suggest a downwards trend. Same with gold. Gold has made a slight, like a higher high here, and looks like it's made a higher low, but gold does move a bit crazy. So I wouldn't be surprised if we do see price come up to this level before shooting directly down, breaking through this major level. And what that would do is, yeah, send these down. But yeah, I can't predict everything that's going to happen in the market, and I can't predict too many steps ahead. And essentially, I am not actually predicting. I'm just using what past price has done and using that towards my advantage, following price structure, like market structure, and pretty much just finding what the highest probability setups are and trading those. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm looking for. I've explained everything, I feel, as clear as I could, both with the Aussie dollar and AJ. So this week I am looking at AJ a little bit more. The setups just look a little bit more clear. It's looking a little bit more juicy. It's just a lot cleaner overall, and it makes the most sense to me. Whereas AU is still a little bit all over the place. You know, there's more possibilities. There's more things that could actually happen. So it just makes it a little bit harder. We could see the rejection off here. We could see the break, retest, shoot up. There's already a couple highs here. So if I want to play it safe, I'll literally just wait until price breaks here or until price breaks the lower low, and then just trade depending on the direction it follows. But besides that, like, that's pretty much my entire forecast for the week. I will be trying to document it as much as I can. I'm really trying to take this serious now. My whole documentation, my, yeah, just pretty much the videos which I'm making for you guys. I'm really trying my hardest to make it the best quality, as easy, clear, concise, easy for you guys to understand, because I feel like I'm not the only person benefiting from making these videos. By making these videos, I'm giving myself a very, like, a clear rundown on what could happen, sort of like a revision on the pair, and it makes me focus and have a clear goal in mind for next week, like what I will actually be looking for. It helps me a lot like that. I hope it helps you guys too, and that's why I want to make the quality of these videos the best that I absolutely can. So if you have any suggestions, any improvements, criticism, drop it down in the comment section below. If you like the video, smash the thumbs up, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.